What's going on, beautiful people, blessed people? I'm John. Been in tech, cybersecurity for about 6 years, and it's kind of ironic, right? Because today is my last day in my new organization. As Monday, I'll be joining a new organization, heading up a new cybersecurity, information security, GRC function. I just wanted to talk to you guys quick. So, a bit about me, right? I actually started my career not in tech or IT or computer science or anything like that at all. I actually was a pharmacy major, kind of failed a couple of the weed out courses, organic chemistry, physics, and things, and I realized that it wasn't for me, as I was, more people-oriented, process and technology. I kind of learned that in my senior year of college. Unfortunately, it was kind of a late start thing for me. Just doing like a hackathon and joining like a startup, just data scraping, like manually just building Excel spreadsheets to put them into a database. So that's kind of where it started, and for me. And then biology wasn't really good. My GPA was going to the toilet, so I had to make a move real fast. So I decided to do like a minor in like public health, and so I graduated that in 2014. Graduated, and then kind of like at the time though, when I was a senior, I was working, tutoring kids and also working with kids with autism and things like that. So I kind of gave that career a shot, did the whole behavioral health, mental health, started working with the kids in the school system, the group homes, and then, eventually in the counseling, and landed in the hospital system. And with the hospital system, there's this thing called the Quality Improvement Department, which is basically aimed to help the people that process and the technology enable their teams to help increase patient satisfaction and client, like clinical operations and things. And so those are metrics driven, right? Because for those who are in healthcare, it's like Center of Medicare, Medicaid, Department of Health and Human Services. Those are the benchmarks where these quality metrics are scored against for these hospitals, respective departments. And so basically with that being said, it's like you need to have a good score. Right? So what I did was I was a data analyst, just like building Tableau dashboards and data and metrics and things like that, and doing data calls, calling different departments to get correct in their data. Little did I know that data security, privacy, HIPAA was entwined in all of that, right? So I did that for a year or so, year and a half. Then I had a little stint in the healthcare informatics, and then I got into the healthcare informatics space. Did that for a couple of years, like doing the implementation of healthcare informatics, like electronic medical record systems, software testing, and gathering requirements and things. So that was kind of like my first, like, aside from my little stint in college, it was like tech, right? Getting into like the meat and potatoes of the tech stuff. And so I did that, and then I thought I was good, I thought I was like, oh wow, okay, so I have some great tech experience now, so let me go apply for these tech companies, technology consulting companies, everything like that. And it's like, wow, give me a second, I need to put on this. All right guys, so we're back. So as I was saying, I did about, did the stint in the healthcare informatics, got into the health tech space, health IT space, and I thought it was good because it was tech, right? So I'm like, okay, so that's pretty related to the technology industry. Let me go give it a shot, shoot my shot at a bunch of places. Interviewed, but got denied because they were like, oh, well, we don't really understand this health IT stuff. Do you have like traditional tech experience? I don't know. For some reason, a lot of people were like, are you a computer science? And do you know how to code? Do you know how to code? Do you know how to do Python? Even like machine learning and predictive analytics.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Spring Hill Road.
At that point as well.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
Sorry, it's my GPS. At that point as well, and I'm like, I don't really know, I understand data, I understand like people process the technology, and things like that, and eventually after a handful of applications, maybe over like 200 or so, kind of lost count, and I was getting discouraged a little bit. I basically landed an opportunity. It was like a consulting company. They were taking chances on like career pivoters, people who are non-traditional into tech, and young graduates as well. So shout out to them. And that's the thing, right? Like when you have companies who have leadership mindsets where they're like, oh, I know this person's talented, I see their value, I'm gonna give them a chance, could be a start of a beautiful thing, like for me and my career in tech. I was very blessed, very fortunate for the opportunity. And so in there, I was, technology consulting, similar to the Accenture and Deloitte and those of the world, doing like projects-based work in tech implementation, migrations, software requirement gather, business analyst, Scrum, project management, and then got into some cyber work towards the tail end. I was there for 3.5 years. Got into it towards the tail end of it, and do vulnerability management, application security reviews and things. Some security questionnaires that came across our way. Even had a chance to step into like the FedRAMP stuff because we were selling directly to federal agencies. So their ISSO, ISSM security teams were asking us for like our packages, our FedRAMP packages, and remediating vulnerabilities based on their service level agreements, also known as SLAs and things like that. So I was like, wow, kind of like deep in the weeds of this stuff. And even did a little bit of like that identity access management stuff too. Identity access management stuff like provision, deprovision, Okta implementation, things like that. So, as a consultant, you do a bunch of things. And I basically took that, revamped my resume, my experience, and landed into another SaaS company. And Lord and behold, they were doing SOC 2, Type 1, Type 2, which is like compliance, attestation to get a report. Well, some people say it's not attestation, it's a report. But, there's like arguably so people have their differences and cons about that, but not to get into that too much. And then, like the FedRAMP too, like help the team do with the FedRAMP things. More on like they were like more technical than I was, so doing like documentation, the policy, and the requirements and things like that. So then I did that, and I kind of once again was able to work hard, do well. Wasn't the support, cloud support role, and then also application support and system analysis, but also took on like the information security GRC functions as well.
In 1,000 feet, turn
policy, security questionnaire, vendor review, vulnerability management, you name it, just like a lot of things. So that's all to say, I think about when I first started my tech career 6 years ago, I wasn't sure where I was going to be headed, like I even,
turn left, then turn right.
I also, graduated with a degree in public health too. Did my master's in public health, right? Did my master's in public health. And so
head southwest on Jones Branch Drive toward West Park Drive, then turn left onto West Park Drive.
And so I thought that, I was like, wow, I should have taken more data analytics, because they were like, I went to interviews and they're like, do you know how to do data analytics, like Python and SAS and Stata and just, like statistical analysis and things, which now is just AI and machine learning can do all those for you, right? And so that was kind of an interesting time, but you know, you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes it's like, for me, what helped was
turn left, then turn left.
Just like taking an opportunity, right? Taking an opportunity that you don't know where it's going, you don't know where it's headed and things, but you kind of stay the course and you kind of work hard. You kind of stay the course and you keep at it, and eventually you'll make it. And so,
head southwest on West Park Drive, then continue
what
straight
I'm
onto Galleria Drive.
Is I'm going to be heading up
Continue straight onto
to
Galleria
security
Drive, then make a U-turn.
that works with tech startups and things like that, and you know,
in 800 feet, turn right.
Stage tech companies on their security, and you know, basically heading the customer trust and secure assurance functions. You know, going to be learning and building upon my what I know.
Turn right,
my career,
then turn right.
Things like that. So it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be an exciting time for sure. You know, so I'm gonna study up, read podcasts and things like that. Basically doing the things that I did to help me get into tech and cyber, just like doing it at another level now, you know.
Head northeast.
Yeah, so, you know, just doing it at another level now. You know, to flex my leadership abilities some more, things like that. And so it's like, with the climate of tech and cyber, specifically cybersecurity
head north
these
toward
days,
Jones Branch Drive.
It's competitive, right? Sometimes you do boot camps and you do, you know, people fix their resumes a whole bunch of million times, and they don't really know, you know, if it's gonna be beneficial to them, you know. And it's like they have career coaches and all these services trying to sell you things and telling you that, hey, join my boot camp, get into tech, make 6 figures, 7 figures, and security, you know. I see it all. I talk to a lot of people, and it's like, it seems very like clickbait, very scamish and things, you know. But for me, I'm trying to be on a mission to help as much people as possible get into cyber, and starting from, like, you know, resume and projects and just different ways of landing an opportunity that might not even be visibly there. Like, there's avenues and there's ecosystems of tons of opportunities that people don't know about, but I know because I've A/B tested and things, and I've did things a little differently, and it worked for me. And even like I had mentors and stuff along the way who've taught me, you know, it's like the best opportunity may not be, you might not visibly like see it. It might not even be documented as in, it's not gonna be on LinkedIn, it's not gonna be on a job board, it's gonna be like people say a lot, kind of cliche, but it's true. It's like who you know, it matters a lot. And if you constantly show up and deliver a lot of value, eventually those people will recognize, and one day there might be an opportunity perfectly comes about. Your resume aligns, your project aligns, your interview skills align, everything aligns. That's gonna be for you, you know. So it's kind of like, that's kind of like my little journey. Like trying to do more of these videos going forward, and just gonna be sharing like a lot of what I know, and just giving you guys like a lot of gems, throwing a lot of gems at you, not all at once, but, you know, just give you like tidbits there to not be overwhelming, but also deliver value at the same time. And with that, today is my last day, so gotta go finish some work, do exit interview, turn on my laptop, have lunch with my favorite coworkers one last time, and be out. All right, guys, Jay out. Peace.